Hello Oracles! Can Tesla end the week on a win streak? We have had 2 green days in a row after 5 red days in a row. So if we finish green today, we have now hit a win streak. And before we dive too far into this, I want to thank our newest patron, Klaus Zinser. Thank you so much for all of your support. You guys as patrons and members are just huge to this community and helping this grow. And as we grow, we will be doing special giveaways just for you guys as members as well. And this weekend we will be doing our first live stream. If you guys are interested in becoming a member or a patron, that link is down in the pinned comment or description below. So we've still been in this downward channel. Obviously, we have all felt it over the last couple of weeks, falling very sharply. So we're still in this downward trend. In order for us to break out of this, we do need to climb significantly to break the trend. So a lot of people are talking about, is this a bull trap? I think it might be, not to spread FUD or anything, but just looking at how the market was trading and the reason that we had bounced when we did yesterday because of the shorts we're covering. A lot of times this happens. Again, the RSI is still under 30, so we may see a couple more days of green, and then next week we have earnings, so who knows what's going to happen there. But if earnings expectations are set higher than we want them to be, and then Tesla misses, we could sell off as well. That's the whole thing that comes to expectations when they're set. Just like we saw with deliveries, when you see expectations that are set high and you miss that number, those expectations are just a number that Wall Street and analysts have put together for Tesla to be able to hit. So it may not be the true reality of what is going on with the company, but that's the benchmark that they have set, and then the price will trade accordingly to that benchmark. That is not strictly the fundamentals of the company, that is just the benchmark of fundamentals that someone else arbitrarily came up with. So when you end up missing that number, the stock price will pull down, not because the company is not performing well, but the company's not performing well to someone else's arbitrary number. That is strictly what happens. That could potentially be what happens at earnings next Wednesday. Tesla's earnings could be great. They could be the best earnings they've ever had, but if they're not as good as what Wall Street and analysts have set for the bar, then it could fall down. So this is how Gary Black comes across as well, and he's very good at translating Wall Street, and I try to do the same for you guys as well, because Tesla fundamentally as a company, very, very strong, going to be, in my opinion, the best company over the next decade. Unfortunately, when Wall Street and analysts put out numbers, Tesla may not reach those marks themselves. So for the last few years, we have seen all the analysts significantly underestimating the level that Tesla could perform at, whether that was intentional or not, to see the stock get boosted higher. Who knows? These are tricks and tactics that a lot of hedge funds will use as well. So, look at Gordon Johnson himself. He sets that bar super high so that when Tesla comes in with numbers, he'll be like, oh, see, they didn't hit these numbers. They're not performing where they should be. This is something that a lot of people use strictly to manipulate the stock price. So as a long-term investor, and when I say long-term, I mean minimum of 5 years, you need to be thinking in your mind, I am going to be holding this stock for a minimum of 5 years. When you're looking at that time frame itself, all of this near-term movement and stuff and all this manipulation means nothing, because over time, there's a bar. And if you watch James Stephenson, he has the James Stephenson indicator, which to me is amazing, because to me that really shows the line of here's the fundamental baseline of the company and where it should be trading. And of course, his is just an arbitrary number as well that he made up, but it makes a lot of sense. And you follow this number and the stock will trade up and off of that number. But that line itself is where it should be. And we're significantly below that line right now. And his indicator goes back to 2018. So watching this number go, in a bull market, it's always trading above. In a bear market where we're at right now, it is trading below. These are the times you want to buy, in my opinion. So when you're looking to buy at these times, eventually we are going to come back to and go back above that baseline of fundamentals when it comes to the stock price. Right now, it is just being beaten down unnecessarily, so we are in these moments right now where it is at a significant discount. So for me, Tesla Synopsis over on Twitter had a great simple tweet saying, if you were going out to buy a gallon of milk and it was $2 on sale from $4, would you be excited to buy it? Of course, you needed the milk and now you can get it for half price. That's literally what we're looking at for Tesla right now. In the long term, that stock price is still going to be the stock. It is still going to be a stock for the company that we all believe down the road is going to be the best company in the world. So you now have this opportunity to buy this at a significant discount. The difference between Tesla stock and milk is Tesla stock isn't going to expire anytime soon. We have a minimum of 10 years before Tesla really starts to take off with Optimus and AI. There is a long time horizon when it comes to Tesla. In discussing with Logan in the comments, comments, talking about how down south, a lot of people don't invest in the stock market because they're afraid they're just going to lose all of their money. That is emotional trading because of lack of education when it comes to the market itself. There's nothing wrong with that. I was the same, and most of us, I'm sure, were the same when we first got into the market, not thinking with the right time frame. For a lot of people, long term is 3 months, 6 months, maybe a year. When it comes to the stock market world, technically a long-term hold is 1 year. But when you're looking at really long-term, you've got to stretch it out. Stretch it out, take a 10-year clip of anywhere in the stock market, and over that 10-year clip, very rarely has there ever been a time where the market did not go up over that 10 years. So in the long run, the stock market will always go up, but there could be significant chunks of time during that time where the stock market will be down. Those are usually bear markets and could last up to 2 years. It has happened. The dot-com bubble was probably the most recent one where we were just decimated for a longer period of time and it took us longer to recover. But after that, we go 10 years and there's usually a 2-year bear market and then a 10-year bull run. That's typically how it goes. So over that time frame, the stock is going to go up. We just happen to be in one of those painful times right now where the stock market is down. This market will end. The bear market will come to an end. It always does. And it's during those times where you always look back and say, I wish I bought more during those times. We're in those times right now. Not financial advice, but I am telling you right now, I am buying more. So regardless of how the stock moves in the near term, a week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, regardless of how the stock is going to move over that time frame, always pay attention to the fundamentals. You get to that fundamental baseline of the company and where the stock should be trading based upon its fundamentals. And obviously that's different for everyone, which is why the stock price moves as much as it does. But if the company's fundamentals are continuously growing as they are, and Tesla says they're going to grow at 50% every year, if they can continue showing that with both their earnings reports and with their deliveries, and even if they come up a little bit short, if it was 45% growth, that is still absolutely insane. So pay attention to those numbers, and as long as they can continue that fundamental growth, that to me means that in the future, when we do come out of this bear market, the stock price will be worth significantly more. So now to jump over to some questions that you guys had asked in the comments. One comment that I had gotten recently was, why is it that since 2018, the range for the Teslas have not improved? Well, a big reason behind this is the 4680 batteries. When it comes to ICE vehicles, they have so many parts that they could do little tweaks here and there along the way to try and improve the gas mileage. But even then, ICE has to tweak every little thing just to eke out every little bit. EVs are so early on in their history right now that they can change a battery and make significant improvements with some major changes. ICE vehicles don't really have that option anymore. They've hit that threshold and they have to do tiny little tweaks. When it comes to the EVs, there's less parts, and a big component behind that is going to be the battery. That is really where all the range is. So that's why the next iteration is this 4680 battery, which we will see improved range from it. The most important thing behind the 4680 is going to be the efficiency. So it's going to use less energy to get you further and is going to be able to charge faster as they build up the superchargers as well. So that is the next iteration, and that is why we have not seen any major improvements when it comes to the mileage and the vehicles. But at the same time, there's a lot of software updates that you can get that will improve this. I know my friend Tony told me about his Model Y where he had gotten it, and and forgive me, I don't know the exact numbers, but for an example, he showed that he had 320 miles of range when he had started getting it, then it dipped down to like 311, and then there was a software update and it pushed it back to 320 miles again. So software updates can improve this a little bit, so it's not a significant chunk, but it's similar to like your phone. You could get a software update that is going to improve the battery life of your phone. This is what's going to happen with Teslas, but when they come out with the 4680 battery, that is going to improve it significantly. And another great observation that I had from you guys in the comments was about bottlenecks when it comes to electricity and power use. So we know that Elon has talked about the next big bottleneck coming for their mission is going to be lithium and lithium refining. So they're going to have a lithium bottleneck coming up, which they are trying to resolve soon. So we should be hearing soon whether they're going to be getting into that lithium refining themselves or not. But that bottleneck is being looked at and solved. But when it comes to the electricity, we're seeing things like this over in California. We could potentially see stuff like this going on over in Europe, especially over this winter, where there's not enough solar panels or wind power coming in right now. Elon has said this himself. There's not enough power coming in, so we could have a bottleneck of too many people having electric vehicles, requiring a lot more electricity usage, and not enough power to be able to charge all of this. that could realistically be a bottleneck until we get more solar and wind out there. Now, my personal opinion on this is potentially going to be true, but just like we are seeing in California, it is really just opening up a lot of people's eyes to we really need to push for solar and wind even faster than we are right now. So it could speed up that transition. Sometimes in order to get people moving, you have to light a little fire under their ass. So, maybe this is what is going on right now. You get this little sense of urgency going on of, hey, this is going to be a significant problem. We see we don't want to be in the oil dependence place, but we aren't ready to be in the electricity place. So let's, try to push and speed that up a little bit. So this actually could be a good thing for the long term to be able to speed this transition up. But in the meantime, that could realistically be a bottleneck. And you guys can let me know in the comments below what you think about that bottleneck potential coming over the next 5 years and how you think it's going to be resolved. So all in all, yesterday was a good day. We finished green. Today, I think we may finish green again, get this win streak. That would be a great way to end the week. And I did have some comments discussing how, Tesla did rally, but it still underperformed the market. And this is true, but the market, if you look at the resistance levels everywhere, the market had longer to go before it hit that resistance level. So when it comes to percentages and underperforming and outperforming the market, sometimes it has to do just with those resistance levels. Tesla came up and hit that resistance level at 221 and just stopped there. Meanwhile, the market kept on moving. Again, we saw this very similar to when we hit that $313 level. Tesla was outperforming the market and then it hit that ceiling and the market then ended up catching up with it. It goes in both directions as well. Sometimes Tesla has further to run than the market hits its resistance levels, and then Tesla just continues on running and seems to outperform because its resistance levels were further away. So this just happens on both ends. So again, not to say that Tesla didn't have a good day. Tesla obviously had a good day. It just happened to hit its resistance level before the market did. And so just a reminder, tonight I will not have a video because I have my son's soccer game, very big game that he has going on tonight, and it's at 6:30, so I won't be able to get home in time to be able to put out a video for you guys. But I will have one tomorrow morning, and I think tomorrow, I have to find out from my son tonight as well. I will let all of my patrons and members know when I will be doing the live stream this weekend. So I am doing a live stream for you guys, and I apologize for the late notice on it. I just have to find out from my son which day I am getting him. So once I figure that out, I will let you guys know and we will have a live stream. And in that live stream, we're going to discuss how I come up with all of the levels that I see in the charts to determine where all these resistance and support levels are so that you guys can figure it out yourself, and then you guys can share all the magic with everyone else yourself. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. If you found any value in this video, please consider sharing it with others. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. We do have a Discord chat. That link is down in the description. And if you'd like to support the channel any further, we do have that Patreon. That link is also in the description. Thank you so much. Have a great one.